Hello students, hope you all are well. Today we learn about these topics. That means speed, velocity, acceleration, retardation and some numericals related to these topics. If you have not seen the previous part, that means part 1 of this chapter, which is motion, then see the description box. There I will provide you the link of first part. It's a request, please watch the whole video. I'm assuring you then all your doubts will be solved. So watch the video completely. After watching, if you realized that you have learned something, then don't forget to like the video and please share the video with your friends. And who are new in this channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of another part. So let's start the topic. As you can see, there is a definition of speed. It is saying that the distance that a particle or an object covers in unit time interval is called the speed of that particle or object. That means, suppose a bike is covering 60 km distance in 1 hour. Here unit time interval means 1 hour or 1 minute or 1 second. This is unit time interval. So suppose a bike is crossing or traveling 60 km distance in 1 hour, then its speed is 60 km per hour. Now the question is how to find speed. We just divide distance by time, then we get speed. As you can see here, S equal d by t. D means distance and t means time. S means speed. So from this mathematical equation we can derive its unit. In CGS system, distance is in centimeter and time always in second. So in CGS system, the unit of speed is centimeter per second. We call this sign per, centimeter per second. In SI system, the unit changes to meter per second. Now there are two types of speed. One is uniform speed and another one is non-uniform speed. So at first we know about uniform speed. What is uniform speed? Uniform speed means equal distance covered in equal interval of time. That means suppose a particle traveling 1 meter in 1 second and then another 1 meter in another 1 second and so on. That means the particle is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. Here equal interval means 1 second interval. In 1 second interval the particle covered 1 meter distance always. So here the particle has uniform speed. Now the opposite is non-uniform speed. That means unequal distance covered in equal interval of time. That means suppose in first 1 second the particle cover 2 meter distance. In next 1 second, that means in second which is also of 1 second duration, another 1 second it cover 3 meter distance. Here in equal intervals of times the distance is different, so it is a case of non-uniform speed. From non-uniform speed, there comes a concept average speed. Now what is average speed, or how to find average speed? We can find average speed by just dividing total distance covered by total time. As you can see here, there is the formula that total distance covered by total time. Let's take an example. Suppose a particle moving in 1 second 1 meter, then in next second, that means next 1 second it goes 2 meter, and next 1 second it goes 3 meter. Then it is a case of non-uniform speed, as the distance are different, here 1, here 2, here 3, but intervals are same, equal intervals of time. So to find average speed, we just add these distances, that means 1 plus 2 plus 3 divide by total time, that means 1 1 1 1 plus 1 plus 1. This gives us 2 3 5 and 1 6 divide by 3, that means 2 meter per second is the average speed. So next we have instantaneous speed. Now what is instantaneous speed? As you can see here, there is a word instant in instantaneous. Instant means a moment of time is known as instant. That means speed of an object at a specific moment of time or specific instant of time is known as instantaneous speed. Hope you have cleared your doubts on speed and the various types of speeds. So let's go to the next slide. So here we have velocity. To know about velocity, we first need to know what is the difference between speed and velocity, like distance and displacement. One thing I have forgotten to tell you, that speed is a scalar quantity. Speed is a scalar quantity, as in definition scalar quantity. As in definition, there is no mention of displacement, that there is only distance, that means in only magnitude, no direction was mentioned there. So that is why speed is a scalar quantity. Always remember, speed is a scalar quantity. So now velocity just a speed with some direction or with one direction. This is known as velocity. That means when distance comes with direction, then it is known as, we know what is, then it is displacement. So displacement. So in velocity, the particle covers some displacement, that means some distance in and some direction. So velocity means, this is also d by t, but here d means displacement, here d means displacement, and t for time, v for velocity. Its unit is also same as that of speed, because distance and displacement are of same unit, and here is a time is common. So also in CGS system it is centimeter per second, and in SI system it is meter per second. The units are same as that of velocity and as of speed. So now here is also uniform velocity and non-uniform velocity. That means uniform velocity which is not changing with time, either in magnitude or in direction. Suppose a particle is moving in a straight line. That means Suppose in this is 1 second, this is 2 second, and this is 3 second. Suppose in 1 second it goes 5 meter, another 1 second it also goes 5 meter, then in another 1 second it also goes 5 meter. So this is a uniform velocity case. Why uniform velocity? Because it is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. That means in 1 second, here is also time difference is 1 second, it is covering 5 meter. In that case also covering 5 meter. That means it is covering equal distance in equal interval of time, also in equal direction. That means this direction, which we can also call east direction. So it is a case of uniform velocity. Now the difference is, what is non-uniform velocity? Non-uniform velocity means either it change its magnitude or in direction. So suppose a particle, I am drawing it like here, a particle is moving, suppose in this direction, and it is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. That means in 1 second suppose it goes 2 meter, then in another 1 second it also goes 2 meter, and so on. But its direction is changing continuously. How direction is changing? When this particle, suppose we are zooming in, 1 second, suppose we are zooming in, when this particle moves this way, then its direction is this way. Similarly, when this particle, after some time, when this particle moves in this way, this is the direction. That means this is continuously changing its direction. So this is a case of non-uniform velocity. That means to get non-uniform velocity, we have three ways: either magnitude are different, or directions are different, or both are different. That means magnitude and direction both are different. So to get non-uniform velocity, object must be moving in a circular path. When it moves in circular path, then it always changes its direction. As you can see in this diagram, I have tried to show you how direction changes. So as we have seen, from non-uniform speed there comes a average speed. Also in velocity, that means in non-uniform velocity, there also comes average velocity. It is also same as average speed. That means total displacement divided upon total time. In the case of average speed, this displacement was replaced by distance. But in average velocity, it will be displacement, because velocity is a vector quantity and velocity means displacement. So now one question can come your mind. That means average velocity of a moving object can be 0. But how? How average velocity of a moving object can be 0? This is clear from the definition. As we know, displacement can be 0. As we know, displacement, that means here D represent displacement can be 0. We have known this in first part. So when an object moving in circular path, that means suppose this path, here the displacement is 0 because initial position and final position is same. So in that case, as displacement is 0, so average velocity is also 0, because we know average velocity equal total displacement divided upon total time. As total displacement is 0, So 0 divided by time or 0 divided by anything, we get 0. So average velocity is 0. Now then another question also can arise your mind, that is it possible to have uniform speed but not have uniform velocity at a time? Yes, this is also possible. How? Suppose let me erase this. Suppose a particle is moving in a circular path but not in a circle, complete circle, circular path. And that means suppose the particle is moving like this way. So in this way there is also a distance and also a displacement, but its direction always changing. So suppose this particle moves or travels same distance in equal interval of time, but so at it moving equal distance in equal interval of time, so it has uniform speed. But as it is changing its direction at every second, that means it cannot have uniform velocity. So it is the case of uniform speed but not having uniform velocity. That means when it is possible, when an object moving in circular ways or circular path, then it has uniform speed but not have uniform velocity. So let's go to the next slide. As you can see here, our topic is acceleration. So now what is acceleration? Acceleration means rate of change of velocity with time. That means with respect to time, if velocity is changing, then it is called that the body is accelerating. Now we represent acceleration by small a. Here small a means v minus u by t. Now what is a? A is acceleration, v is final velocity, and u is initial velocity, and t is time. Let's take an example. Suppose a body or a particle or an object is moving with 20 meter per second speed. Now it is moving with 20 meter per second speed. That means here u is 20, and after 10 seconds its speed or its velocity increases to 40 meter per second. That means after 10 seconds, that means t is here 10 second, 10, and then final velocity, which is v, final velocity it attains is 40. So from these three we can find the acceleration of this object. How to find? We can use this formula. So v minus u, that means 40 minus 20, 40 minus 20 divide time. Time means 10. So this gives us 40 minus 20, that means 20 by 10. So 2 meter per second square, as meter per second square is the unit of acceleration in SI system, and in CGS system it becomes centimeter per second square. I hope you have cleared the definition of acceleration. Now you know what is acceleration. So as I told you that in unit of acceleration, per second, that means second square, comes 2 times. That means second comes 2 times, or per second comes 2 times. Why so? This question can also come in your exam. Why per second appears 2 times in unit of acceleration? As from the definition says that rate of change of velocity. That means v minus u gives us velocity. Velocity means, suppose we are writing v minus u as del v. Del v means difference of v by t. Now as the numerator is term of velocity, that means velocity, so its unit is, suppose in SI system its unit is meter per second, and in denominator there is a time, so also its unit is second. Now as we know, the denominator of numerator goes to denominator, that means in numerator there will be only meter, but in denominator there will be this second, that means s into this s, so this gives us meter per second square. So this is the answer of this question. Why per second appears 2 times in unit of acceleration? Because 1 second comes from the unit of velocity and another second comes from the time. So this gives us the 2 per second in unit of acceleration. Now let's talk about what is uniform acceleration. So uniform acceleration means, as it is a change of velocity case, so change of velocity is equal in equal interval of time. So let's take an example so that the topic can clear. Let's make a chart. Suppose this is v, this is t, and this is a. 3 chart. Let at first velocity was 10, time is 0. Why time 0? Because it's a starting case, initial velocity. Next it increases its speed to 20 or its velocity to 20 in 5 seconds. This is 5. Again it increases its speed to 30 in 10 seconds, 40 in 15 seconds. Now if we calculate the acceleration, here cannot have any acceleration because it is a only initial velocity. To find acceleration we need to know about final velocity also. So in that case we can find acceleration. How to find? At first we need to find the difference between these two speed, because this is initial and this is final. So the difference is 20 minus 10, that means 10, and 10 divided by time, that means 5, we get 2. Now in that case 20 is initial velocity and time final velocity is 30, so the difference is 10, and also the time difference is also 5, because here we need interval of time. So interval of time is 5, because 10 minus 5 gives us 5. So here we get 10, 30 minus 20, 10, and here 10 minus 5, 5. So 10 upon 5 we also get 2. Similarly in this case we also get 40 minus 30, 10, and time interval is also 5, so we also get 2. As you can see here, the acceleration is same in these 3 cases. That means this body is moving, or this object is moving with uniform acceleration. If these distances are varying distances, that means suppose if it is 40, then the acceleration must be 40 minus 20, that means 20 upon 10, 20 upon 5, because the time interval is 5, so it becomes 4. In that case 2, in that case 4, and then 6, 8 or anything else, then it is non-uniform acceleration. So in uniform acceleration, the acceleration must be equal in equal interval of time. As we have seen here, the acceleration is 2 meter per second square in every 5 second interval. So this is a case of uniform acceleration. And the opposite is non-uniform acceleration. That means change in velocity is not equal. That means different. Change in velocity is different in equal interval of time. Now there comes 2 cases. First case is acceleration without velocity. That means a body has acceleration but it does not have any velocity. How it is possible? It is possible if we throw a particle upward, then at the highest point, suppose we are throwing a particle upward, then at some point, suppose in this point, it possesses zero velocity for at that instant. That means at some moment it possesses zero velocity, but it has acceleration in downward direction, because after some time it comes backwards, that means it comes downward direction, that means it has an acceleration. Do you know what is the name of this acceleration? Yes, this acceleration is known as gravity, g. Gravity, which is 9.8 meter per second square. So in that case, when we throw a body upward, then this body at the top, that means when this body gets rest for some moment or for some instant, then at this point it has zero velocity, but it also has a acceleration, which is gravity. So this is the case of acceleration without velocity. And next there is velocity without acceleration. That means it is also possible. How? Suppose an object moving in uniform velocity. Uniform velocity means equal displacement in equal interval of time. That means when uniform velocity, so suppose in 5 seconds it travels 5 meter, then in another 5 seconds it also travels 5 meter. Suppose we are making a chart here, uniform velocity v, t and a, like before. So here suppose v is 5, this is 0, next 10, this is 5, sorry, this cannot be 5 because it is a uniform velocity case, so it must be 5 and 5. So when we find acceleration, then what we get? The difference between these two distance, which gives us 0, and then time difference, which gives us 5. So 0 by 5, that means 0. So that means there is no acceleration in uniform velocity case. When an object is moving in uniform velocity, then it has no acceleration, but it has velocity because it is a uniform velocity. So these are the second case where velocity exists but acceleration does not exist. Now, so let's go to the next slide. Here is a topic, retardation. Retardation means negative acceleration. What is negative acceleration? Acceleration means something is going upward, or that means an object speed is increasing, plus speed. If it retardation, then its speed is decreasing, that means minus. Then this is called retardation. But to understand what is retardation, let's take an example. Suppose when we brake our cycle or our bike or our car, then after some time it comes to rest. That means its speed is decreasing, continuously decreasing till it stop. That means here the acceleration is negative acceleration. That means here speed is not that means speed is not increasing, speed is decreasing here. So it is a case of retardation. That means negative acceleration. So as it is negative acceleration, if we apply the formula here, that means we know a equal v minus u by t. But in retardation case, this a will be minus a. So when we add minus before, then this v minus a changes to u minus v, because when we multiply by minus, then this will be minus v and minus a plus u. So u is positive term, so u is in first, so u minus v by t. So here initial velocity is greater than final velocity because speed is or velocity is decreasing. So this is a case of retardation case. In retardation we just find acceleration but in negative sense. So there are some numericals. Let's try to solve them. Now, as we have seen that if in the mathematical expression of this expression, that means acceleration equal v minus u divided upon t, from this we can find that if we cross multiply t by a, then we get at equal v minus u. Now we are changing sides, that means we are taking v minus u as left and at in right. Then we get what we get v equal u plus at. This is the equation of first equation of motion, which we will learn about in next part. So this is the first equation of motion, that means final velocity equal initial velocity plus acceleration into time. To solve these sums we need this equation, that means v equal u plus at. We will use this equation to solve these types of sums. So let's solve the sums. At first, what it is saying, a train accelerates from 36 km per hour to 54 km per hour in 10 seconds. From unit, we can see it is a unit of velocity and it is also uniform unit of velocity. Why it is velocity? Because it is accelerating. In acceleration case, the change of velocity comes in definition. So that means it is a velocity. It is u because it is initial, it is final, and this is time. So we need to find acceleration. So from the formula a equal v minus u by t, we can find v minus u, that means 54 minus 36 divided by time, that means 10. So this gives us 54 minus 36 is 18. Am I right? 18. And then by 10 we can make it in decimal, that is 1.8 meter per second square. 1.8 meter per second square. So this is the solution of these numericals, that means acceleration. So acceleration is 1.8 meter per second square in this case. By using this formula you can solve this type of sums where acceleration need to find. There are 3 other sums. Types are same, but these are your homework. Solve it, and in next part I will tell you the answer of these 3. That means 2, 3 and 4. These are your homework. Do it, and thank you for watching.